Hello and welcome to this Pragyanam tutorial on a date with Excel date formula. This is part 1 of the 5 minutes Excel series, and we are going to look at all the date related formulae we have in Excel 2007. So let's jump in. To generate the current date or current date time, there are two possibilities. One is generate only current day. So there is a formula called today which will give us the current date, and if you also want the time part of it, so you can use the now formula which will give us the date as well as time to the smallest level we can probably need. And just to demonstrate that this really works, you can just go to Formula tab and calculate the sheet, and you can look at this time part. This will get updated, right? The next set of formulae are formulating a date inside Excel. Suppose you already know the year, month and day, and you want to create a date inside Excel. So you probably know that Excel has its own representation of a date, which is nothing but a number. So for all the further calculations, you are going to need the cell containing this date in the Excel format. So you can use this date formula, which takes 3 parameters: year, month and day, right? So if you pass proper year, month and day, this is going to create a date in this particular cell. And as you can imagine, all these 3 parameters can come from 3 different cells, so you can control how the date is formed based on those variable contents of those cells. But suppose you already have a date and you want to extract all the individual components or parts of that date. Okay, so how about having to extract what day of the month it is from the date. So there's a simple formula called day, and you can see the serial number parameter, which is nothing but the date representation, the Excel's internal date representation of a date. So you can point it to a cell as well, and this is going to give us the day of the month. So here it's 12th of April 2004, so the day of the month is 12th. Similarly, to get the month, we have a formula called month, and which takes a single parameter, nothing but the date, and this is going to give us the month part from the date. Similarly, year will return us the year. Now hour, minutes and seconds give us the time part of the date. Since this date doesn't contain any part, we are going to get all zeros for this. So let's create an instance of a current time frame. Okay, and so we can refer to this cell again. So the formula to get hours is hour, HOUR, and pass the reference to the cell which contains the date time variable, and it gives us 23. So 23 is the current hour. Similarly, the minute part is 58, so it's 23:58 basically, and also the second part. So the second part is gonna update based on change of cell. Since we have used the function now, I can calculate the formula of this Excel, and you can pay attention to this seconds part, and it will update based on the contents of these cells, right? The next set of functions or the formula are to get the week number or the day of week. Suppose we already have a date and we want to know what is the week number of this date. So as you know, there are 52 weeks in a year, and in many corporate scenarios we plan and generate reports based on the weeks. So it's very handy to know what's the current week going on. So the function for that is WEEKNUM. WEEKNUM takes this date parameter, and this is going to give us the number of the current week. So it's the 23rd week currently. It's 3rd of June, right? Another useful formula is to know the weekday. So what's the day of the week currently? Again, the formula name is weekday, and we can pass the date part. It's give us 3. Now 3 is 3 means that the third day of the week, since the clock has changed. So currently it's the 3rd of June, which is a Tuesday, and this is the third day because this week calendar or the weekday is starting from Sunday. Suppose you want the weekday starting from Monday, so there is another variation to this weekday function where you see the second parameter here. You can pass this as 2. Okay, so that is going to start the week from Monday. That is going to start the calculation of the week from Monday. So today is Tuesday, that's why it is given as 2. Fine. Similarly, if you want to calculate the difference, or how many days or weeks, how many days or months are there, so we have one date here and another date here. We want to know the difference in the number of days, so we have a function called days 360, which takes 2 parameters. That's a start date and end date. You can ignore the method for now. So this is going to give us the difference of these 2 dates in number of days. So as you can see, this is 2nd of January and 2nd of May, so it's exactly 4 months, and it's the formula calculates based on the assumptions that the number of days in a year used for the calculation is 360. So every month is of 30 days. That's the basis it uses for calculations. However, if you want to know only the number of working days in a given period, there is another formula called NETWORKDAYS. Okay, so it again takes 2 parameters. This is the start date and end date, and 87 are the number of working days in between these 2 dates. Now when I say working days, these are just the days excluding Saturdays and Sundays. Suppose you have a list of holidays that you also want to consider, you need to provide that to that Excel. There is a variation of the same formula. Suppose we have a holiday list. Okay, let's write down our own holiday. So this is starting from 2nd January. So we'll see there are any working days which you can discount. So say starting from 6th January, so I'll say 1/6/2014 is a holiday, 1/7/2014 is a holiday, 1/8/2014 is a holiday in my company, for example, and I want to discount those days. So we want to know the working days including these holidays. So the formula is NETWORKDAYS. Give it the start date and end date, and for the holidays you can give it an array or a range of these holidays. Make sure that these holidays fall in between these start date and end date. If they fall outside this range, Excel won't give any error, but they won't also be considered. So as you can see, these 3 days which were Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, those 3 days are discounted from these 87 and you get the value 84, right? Another useful formula when calculating the fraction of year which is passed by between these 2 dates can be calculated by the formula year fraction. Okay, so YEARFRAC. So YEARFRAC also takes the start date and end date, and this is the fraction. So it's the fraction of year which is passed. So it's 4 months, so it's 1/3, so it has given us the 0.3333. Okay, and the last formula we're going to see is adding days or months to a given date. So suppose we have a date and we want to know what is the day for falling after say 7 days or 20 days or 39 days after this date. So we can use the formula workday takes start date and it takes number of days, so say 39 for example, and it is going to give us this date. This also has the facility of providing holidays. How about adding months? So adding months, you can use the formula EDATE. EDATE also takes a start date and the number of months you want to add. Suppose we want to add 4 months, so it has given us the date of 3rd of October. There is another variation of this formula, which and it's actually a different formula, which gives us the last working day of n months from now. So similar to this, for example, after 4 months you want something to be done by end of that month. Okay, so we can use the formula EOMONTH, end of month. This is the start date. You can start in current month, I don't know what date it is, or I don't care, but after 4 months, after end of 4 months, I want this thing to be done. So the date of last day of the 4th month from now is going to give us that date. So it's 31st of October, right? So those are the formula we have seen today. We have seen how to generate the current date and time using now and today. We have also seen how to create a date in Excel by passing year, month and date. We also know how to extract day, month, year, hour, minute and second from a date. We can calculate the week number of a date and weekday from a date. You can also calculate the difference in number of days between two dates, number of working days between 2 days. You can also specify the holidays. You can also calculate the fraction between 2 days. What's the fraction of year passed by between these 2 dates? And also you can add work days to a given date, you can add months to a given date, and you can also calculate the last working day of a number of months from now. Okay, so thank you for watching this course, A Date with Excel, Date Formulae, part 1 of the 5 minutes Excel series, and I hope this helps you. Thank you for watching.